What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with another Raid Shadow Legends video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing episode 5 of our Building the Bat Eater clan boss composition with a little bit of a twist, using a hybrid type team with a speed aura lead. We've been going over this for the last couple weeks, watching this team progress. And we've actually switched things up a little bit this week. As I did mention in last week's video, we were going to try to plug in Mother Superior and see if we got any better results. And so far, we're doing pretty good with that. So let's go ahead and just jump in here. We're going to take a look, first of all, at how we are doing. I already did my 3-key nightmare today, so I will just jump over to there. We'll have some pictures scrolling in the back here, too, to kind of show you how some of the runs have been going. But you can see we are up here at the top. We have 3 keys, almost 90 million. So we're right around almost hitting that 30 million a key mark on Ultra Nightmare with this composition. You can see Leila's also working on hers. She had to use a couple of keys today because we did notice after the update there were some issues with Painkeeper's AI and her not using her A2 when she should have. Thankfully, our good friend HD60 here, who's in our clan, helped us out, helped her get that figured out. And I think what it boiled down to, it seemed like, is that her defense overall on a lot of her champs is a little bit higher than what I have on mine, because I didn't have the same issue. So I think if the clan boss isn't doing enough damage to your team and Painkeeper's not using that A2, it can throw off your speed run a little bit there. So that may be something, if you're having trouble, if you're trying this team, something to keep in mind. Leila's got a video on hers that I'll actually link to at the bottom, so you can go check out her progress on this same team composition. But you notice, like I said, I have put Mother Superior into that lead spot there. Now the rest of the team is still the same, with our 2 man-eaters, our Seeker and our Painkeeper. So let's go take a look at those characters. I'll kind of show you how we've been progressing as we are trying to build each one of them. So we've got our, this is our slow man-eater here. You can just take a look at his total statistics so far. You can see he has 2,500 attack. This is still a bit low. We want to get this as close to 3,000 as we can. His speed is about 229. That's before the speed aura kicks in to bring him up to the proper level. We did manage to get him up to 100% crit rate, which is awesome. So now we can start building on his crit damage, which is at 117 right now. I told you the other week we are working on getting a Great Hull built up. We'll check that progress here in just a second. He's also in a full toxic set now, which does give him a little bit of extra damage as we're going through the run. We did get him into an attack chest as well. That was something else we were holding him back on, and a crit rate gauntlet finally. His jewelry here we've been trying to upgrade as we go. We got a pretty decent attack ring here on him right now. We do have an attack amulet, which I do eventually want to swap out to a crit damage amulet. I was running Spider a bit tonight, but I don't think I got, well, we did get that one there. But nothing that I really want to roll yet, because I'm trying to get a crit damage amulet that has attack percent that can hit hopefully 2 or 3 times. And then we've eventually got to get him out of this defense banner. We want to get this 18 speed, so we can't really get rid of that right now. But we want to get him into an attack banner, again with that attack percentage. And we did get a couple banners to drop, accuracy and HP, of course, so nothing there. So that's kind of the cool thing about this composition, is even where we are right now with our damage, we still have quite a ways that we can go. You remember last week we did the video, we were only doing about 25 million damage on Ultra Nightmare. Now we're up to 30, so in a week we've already made a 5 million damage progression. So again, it's just always something you can improve on, building up the gear and everything. So let's move on. This is our fast man eater now. Kind of show you his statistics here. Now his speed is 253 before the speed aura kicks in. His attack is only about 2,200. Again, we want to get this around 3,000. His defense is a little bit high. I mean, we don't really care about defense in this build that much. His crit rate, we finally are getting up there a little bit, and he does have 115 as the crit damage. In this case, he's in a kind of a mixed match gear. We really eventually do want to move him into toxic. The other problem is too, he's actually in an accuracy chest. So the problem is I can't replace this with an attack percent because it will throw off the speed, since it's part of a 2-piece speed set. So we've got to kind of go through and farm up an attack chest, maybe in that speed category, or I just at some point I'm going to have to roll up some gear to try to get him into a full toxic set that will have enough speed to overcome the loss of the speed set bonus. So that's kind of what we're working on with him. This man-eater's kind of in ragtag gear right now. He does have an attack banner that's pretty solid, but we didn't get enough rolls on the attack percent. He's in a pretty okay crit damage amulet here. just no attack percentage. And again, you can kind of see a lot of this stuff is just we're using what we have. We haven't been able to really get much. I've been farming the spider nonstop, and I just have not been able to get really any good pieces to drop that I can swap out to. Kind of a funny story with that, you'll see my Septimus, I finally got him, well, he's in an HP banner, I guess, just for some speed here. I've been trying to farm an attack banner on Septimus for over 2 months. I'm not even kidding. Basically, since I got him to drop from a 2x Sacred event, I've been trying to farm up an attack banner for him just to get his attack up, and absolutely nothing drops from the spider. It's kind of just RNG is how it goes there. Alright, so let's move on. We got Seeker here. Haven't really done much with him. We do have him in an attack amulet. We're trying to find a good crit damage amulet here to switch him into. Take a look at his total stats here. He is at 3,300 attack, so he's pretty good in terms of that. We did manage to finally get him in some crit chance gloves, so we have a 92% crit. Now we need to build up his crit damage and maybe swap out that attack amulet for a crit damage amulet. And again, it's always, we're looking to improve the gear. We have him in a full toxic set. At some point, we want to try to get these 2 pieces that aren't toxic into a matched set, like extra crit damage or something like that. So that's kind of the fun thing about this composition over the weeks as we build it up, is just trying to find pieces that we can stick in and make a bigger difference. And Painkeeper, of course, we have her in a toxic set. She's not fully rolled up though. That's interesting. So we could actually, wow, we could get some more crit damage on these gloves and probably roll this helmet up again to see if it rolls anything. I'm not sure how much silver I have. Okay, I've got 1.2 million. I had a whole bunch of silver, but as you know, rolling up all this gear is somewhat expensive. So I was actually building my Dark Elaine earlier to use in Doom Tower, so that's kind of where all my silver went today. And I was also working on my Coronar, who I haven't really built up yet, so it's hard when you're trying to do so much with so little. But yeah, we can definitely roll up these crit damage gloves. For the time being, unfortunately, we could really use crit chance on her because she's very low in the crit rate. So it's kind of where she is right now. 2,700 attack, 1,400 defense. HP is about 43,000. So she's doing pretty good. And finally, we do have our new speed lead that we're using, Mother Superior. So we got her in a full toxic set. She's in attack percentage gloves right now. Unfortunately, that's all I really had that could help her out. She's in an attack amulet as well. We eventually do want to swap this out for crit damage. I actually would roll this one up because it is a 6-star, but unfortunately it does not have any attack percentage, which I really want to get as much of that stat squeezed out of each piece as possible, so we can keep the damage as high as we've been getting and keep improving on that. So attack ring and attack banner on her. Halfway decent attack percentage on the banner at 13%, and then we only got the 5. It unfortunately did not hit at all on the 5. So, you know, we're hoping to someday replace that with another attack ring that's going to have a better attack percentage. So it's like I keep saying, this is a work in progress. We're 5 weeks into it, and it's trying to improve each week, you know, and it's kind of unfortunate the RNG drops on a lot of this stuff is just, you just keep farming and nothing drops for you. You know, I've farmed Spider for 3 nights in a row and I haven't gotten any pieces that can kind of swap these out. So, you know, it just takes time. All right, let's check the Masteries, because we did kind of rebuild some of these Masteries here. We still stayed in the defense tree, but we added both of the counterattack Masteries in the defense tree on Mother Superior. And then also on Seeker, we have the same setup. And if we go up to Maneater, basically those are both the same as well. So trying to get as much damage as we can. There's a lot of RNG with those counterattacks. You've got to lose 25% health to proc one, and the other one will proc off of the clan boss stun. Even though you have Unkillable up and he blocks, Maneater blocks that stun, it's still, the debuff still technically happens, so you still get that counterattack. It's just the RNG of whether or not it happens, and that can lead to a little bit of a variation in your damage when you're trying to go through this. Alright, let's go take a look at the Great Hall. We've been doing some work here. Prior to this, I've been mainly focusing on accuracy and then crit damage, but I've been farming the arena a lot the last 2 weeks. I've blown a bunch of medals in here. We've brought our magic attack up to level 4, brought our crit damage up to 5. We got up to level 5 on our void crit damage and attack, and then we've been building all of our spirit up. We got up to 4 in crit damage, 3 in attack, even the HP a little bit to help out Mother Superior's heals there a little bit there. So doing a lot of work trying to get these basic stats. We want to get these crit damage and attack numbers up, especially for Void, since we've got the Man-Eaters. I want to get them hitting a little bit harder, so that is kind of what we're looking at right now. I like to show you guys the Great Hall because a lot of people, when they do these clan boss videos, they have like a fully maxed Great Hall and they don't show it to you, so you don't understand how they're getting so much damage. A lot of people put together a clan boss team like they see on a video and they're like, wait a minute, I'm doing like 20 million damage less than what I saw, and it's usually because the Great Hall is not built up. So that's kind of why I like to make a point of showing that to you guys before we jump in and go into this here. So all right, let's get down to it. Let's go get a run in, and since we actually have already 3-keyed Ultra Nightmare, we're going to go ahead and try a run on Nightmare, and unfortunately somebody did knock it down to Magic. It was at 54%. I like to run these tests against Void just because it's a more consistent key. See, we did a key already today. We did 35 million earlier. I have gotten as high as 37 million on Nightmare. It just kind of depends. The problem with running it against Magic is Mother Superior is kind of weak against that, so she's not going to hit as hard as she normally would, but let's go ahead and give it a shot and see what happens here. The other thing too here is Seeker is going to be same affinity, so he won't get any extra damage there from that. Alright, so as usual we're going to do our A3 on the Man-Eater. Go ahead and pop Seeker's A1. Pretty good hits there. Combat Tactics. Go A2 on our other Man-Eater. We're going to throw A1. So we're going to take a big shot there, and Man-Eater's going to do A1. We're going to pop the A2 on the Seeker. His A1 there, some big shots, that's good to see. We're going to make sure the Painkeeper's using this A2, and we should be good to go there. We'll go ahead and throw it on auto, and we will let them do their job and see how this goes. Alright guys, so we are getting down toward the end of the run here. It looks like a bit of a lackluster key, but we should still squeeze out about 35 million damage. This is mostly because the clan boss did go to that magic affinity, which really kind of hurt Mother Superior's ability to do damage there. Seeker also did not perform very well. Usually he hits a little bit harder. He's right around 11 million plus on normal Nightmare, so... But, you know, like I said, 35 million a key, not bad. Certainly not as good as we have done other times this week. As I said, we did get a 37 million key earlier in the week, so we're very close to hitting that 1 key threshold on the Nightmare Clan Boss. I think once we get this Man-Eater into a toxic set, that's probably... My average on toxic sets with these other characters is about 3 to 4 million damage, so that'll put us right there at 38, 39, even on a bad run like this. So I think once we're able to get this Man-Eater out of that accuracy chest into an attack chest, get the crit damage built up on everybody else, get that Great Halt worked on, you know, there's just so much that goes into building these teams. I think a lot of people forget about sometimes. So I think once we're able to continue to improve, continue to progress with this team, I think we're very close to getting a 1 key on the Nightmare Clan Boss. But like I said, unfortunate that it did go down to the Magic Affinity. If it had been Void, that probably would have been a little bit better key there. But you can see today on Nightmare, we did hit it twice for 70.4 million damage. So we're right about 35 on average there. And we need to be right at 39. 39.2 will get us that 1 key. So that's what we're looking at. Somewhere we got to find about 4 million damage. And like I said, I think that getting a toxic set on that Man-Eater should do the trick. And then just to show you guys again, Ultra Nightmare we did hit 3 times for about almost 90 million there. So we're clear 3 key on Ultra Nightmare. And in order to get this into the 2 key territory, we do need to get to about 35.5 million to be able to 2 key this. So, you know, we're again 4 or 5 million damage out. So I think it's definitely doable to get this to a 2 key on Ultra Nightmare. So we're going to keep working at it. We're going to keep going there and keep trying to progress that to the point where we can start doing the 2 key Ultra Nightmare and 1 key Nightmare. I'm pretty excited to keep on building this team. So anyways, guys, if you have any questions at all about the composition, about anything you saw in the video, feel free to leave it down below in the comments. I'll also link over to Leila's video so you can go check that out and check out her progress on her own Speed Lead Unkillable team. It's been a lot of fun to work on this team. I like doing stuff that's different, that not other people may not look into this. They may think it's a weird choice for a speed lead or a weird choice to run on this team, but I think we're showing week in and week out that we can get some results out of this composition, even if it's not something a lot of other people are doing. So anyways, that's going to do it for this guy's video. I'm sorry, this is going to do it for this video, guys. As always, I hope you're having a great day. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you again next time.